All right, so drum industry news. This is where we talk about topics in the drum industry that folks might not be that aware of. So
I might not be aware of this.
you might not be aware of this. We'll see. We'll see. You are part of the drum industry and have been for a very long time.
Right.
So I
But
don't think there's going to be any surprises for you.
There's a lot of things I'm not aware of, so
Well, we'll
we'll
see.
see.
Let's talk about product launches.
Product launches.
Yeah. So when new items are launched into the drum world, they can enter at different points. They can be strategically placed at certain times. We talked on the last show about NAMM, the NAMM show.
Right.
So that there are two shows that happen: Summer NAMM, Winter NAMM. Winter NAMM is typically where more drum and percussion companies do release a lot more product, right?
Yes.
So that typically happens at the beginning of the year in January. Next year it'll be back in January because COVID kind of made things wonky for a little bit, but it'll be back in January next year. And product launches. This is something that people don't really know when it's coming. It seems kind of random, but from our point of view and talking with reps in different companies, there's a lot of thought that goes behind it. Yep. All right, Sean. There's a lot of thought that goes behind it.
Show's over, folks. Let's go.
Sean's like, yep, sounds
There
good
are.
to me.
Well, I'm waiting to see where you go with
Yeah.
this because, sure, things are, announced and shown at NAMM, but then there are times throughout the year where you just get a random email like, hey, this is new, and blah, blah.
Right, this is coming
and,
out,
And
yeah.
that happens a lot,
Right.
where I see it, and I'll talk to you about it. Hey, did you get that email from this company or so-and-so? Adam from Lionel sent
Right.
this or whatever else.
Right.
And you go, oh, okay. So sometimes it's not even a big announcement or where they're anticipating an announcement. Just, boom, here it is. Hey, we have these new sticks. Or, hey, this
This is
happens.
happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Other times, I'm made aware of things, and I'm not embarrassed to say this. A customer will make me aware of something.
Absolutely. There are so many companies and so many different offshoots, new companies starting every day, different product lines.
Yeah.
And sometimes we find out about stuff at that moment too, and that's because a lot of the industry is very secretive about what's going on. And the process, I was going to mention, the process of releasing a new product does not start with the release date. There's been sometimes years, at least months of R&D, development behind the scenes to get that product just right.
Yeah, and they keep it close to the chest. They don't go say, "Hey, we're developing something here. We're
Right.
working to."
Right.
You don't want to let that stuff
No,
out.
by the time you see a teaser like big things coming soon, it's already been in the works for
Yeah.
quite some time.
Sure.
Now, I want you to touch on signature products. Because
Okay.
a lot of times, a lot of these big releases at these shows are like this so-and-so's signature model.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
Well, a lot of that means is, it's attached to a particular artist or, drummer usually, in our case,
Right.
that has a certain name and following and is an influential type of drummer, and they'll put his name on a particular snare drum, usually get together with him or her
Yeah.
to develop a new stick, a new percussion instrument, tambourine, drum head.
Right.
And, these guys that, are these, next level really great drummers that, you see out playing all over, and they'll get together with these guys and come up with something really cool and neat, and usually their name is attached to it.
Absolutely.
And that helps move and sell their product in most cases.
Right. And that is also the birthplace of a lot of prototype things. Whether it's, say let's use cymbals for instance. Every year we usually have the Meinl cymbal tour show up. We just did a UFIP cymbal tour. We do that kind of thing, special events. And we'll have, in addition to your standard SKUs and a wider selection that you normally see here, we'll also have a lot of prototypes. And people are like, what is this about? That's the research and development that's going on. A lot of times the artist says, hey, I want this, but tweak the bell. I want this, but want it a little bit different.
I like the prototype stuff. That stuff is so super neat and so super cool.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of other people do too. Everyone wants something that's special.
Yep.
And
One of a kind.
Yeah, one of a kind type of deal. So I'd like, and I'm no different. I like to see a lot of that stuff. When we had the Meinl cymbal tour come through, and they had those one of a kind cymbals, and they had the big. I think it was even a 28-inch ride. Am I right? 28. It's that big huge ride. It was so fun to play. I've never
Sounds
played
great.
a
It
28-inch
looks
ride.
wild.
I'm like, oh god, I got to try this. And
Yep.
we had done 2 Meinl cymbal tours, and was that a signature ride by any? No.
Just a prototype.
Who was involved with that?
Just a bigger model of an existing
Okay.
just trying different sizes.
Yeah, and it had come through twice on our tour.
Yeah.
I guess no one pulled the trigger on it because it's so neat and so awesome, but it's like maybe not as
a
practical,
lot of metal,
not
man.
versatile,
Yeah.
and very expensive too. But it was so much fun to play. So
Yeah.
super cool, so super neat. I loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. A big takeaway from these product launches and just talking about this sort of thing is, like you mentioned, keep us in the loop. We'll keep you in the loop.
Right.
You know, we are hip to when things come out, but a lot of it hits all at once with this NAMM show or a mid-year release, something like that.
Sure.
And all the different brands, not to mention,
Yeah.
all the different places. So let's, work together to have that. But let us know, reach out to us immediately if you're interested in something. Because a lot of times with a product launch, especially like the top of the year, like the yearly product launch, there's also going to be limited edition items. So they're only going to create 25 of these kits or create this, those big pop at the show, like, oh, I haven't seen that in this many years, or like
Yeah.
they're bringing this back. A lot of time that's a limited edition run. And if you want to get your hands on one, let us know. We'll get your name on that list, that wait list, to make sure you do get one.
Yes.
You all right over there?
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right. Well, I think that's good. I think we'll move on and induct our next inductee into the Hall of Fame.